Usually when a new Smash Bros. Game is around the corner, people like to make their wish list as to who they want in the game, and that's very common. I love doing it. Most people love doing it, but I feel like one thing that gets overlooked is the stages. I, I feel like not as many people talk about what stages they want in the game, and so that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about 10 stages that I think should be in Smash Bros. 6. Now, I'm just gonna say, this is not based off what's realistic and what's not. This is just based off of my wish list. So, don't expect even half of these to get in the next game, because it's not gonna happen. Without further ado, let's get into it. Number 10 is Brawl at the Mall from Kirby in the Forgotten Land. In my opinion, I feel like Kirby in the Forgotten Land is one of the most adventurous and replayable games I've ever played. I had an absolute blast playing through the game, collecting everything, looking at all the levels. I love the level designs. It's just so awesome to unlock a new level and, see what adventure, like, that's what it's about. Exploring, and that's what I like. Now, Smash Bros. Ultimate barely got any... I wouldn't say barely. In the base game, it barely got new stages, but then DLC was announced, and then there was some new stages added, but they didn't add a Kirby stage. The last time we got a new Kirby stage was in Smash 4, and I think it's time we get a new one. Now, I will say, a grass-type level from Kirby would be cool. It would be cool, it would be beautiful, but I feel like that's too common. That's really common. I mean, you see both of the Sonic stages are grass levels. There's so many grass-type levels in the game, and I feel like I want something unique, and I feel like a mall level would be really cool. We've never gotten a mall level, and so I feel like this would add something unique that we've never seen before in the game. Now, there's plenty of other themes in the game, such as lava, beach, ice, desert, but none of those would represent Kirby in the Forgotten Land quite as well as a grass-type level or Brawl at the Mall, which is why I chose this level. So for number 9, we have Shy Guy Heights from Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Now let me just get this out the way. Toad needs to be in the fucking game. There's no reason why Toad isn't in Smash Bros. It's just ridiculous. I could make a whole video on why Toad should be in the game because there's just no excuse at this point. It's just absolutely ridiculous. The more Mario characters they add, and the more characters in general they add to the game, the more disrespectful it gets to Toad. Anyways, I'm not here to talk about characters, again, I'm here to talk about stages, so if you're gonna add Toad to the game, you probably want to give him a stage, and if you're gonna give him a stage, it has to be from Captain Toad, right? Now, I haven't played much of Captain Toad, I've only played like the first, 10 levels, but based on those, I chose Shy Guy Heights. This level represents the game well, but it's not just a basic grass level, it has unique features to it that makes it unique to the game. It makes it different. It's kind of like a Shy Guy City type level if you really look into it. I can imagine, because it's like a cube you play on, so maybe like the cube switches, or like maybe platforms rise, or maybe different doors open for you. Yeah, I don't know, but I think it would be a really cool addition to the game. Now, I will say there's probably better options throughout the game, but from what I've played, this seems like the best choice. Now, for number 8, we have Toad Highlands from Mario Golf 64. Now, I know what you're gonna say. Oh, but David, that's a grass level. What are you talking about? You just said... Listen, shut up for a second and let me talk, alright? First, what I want to say is there's not much spin-off Mario series representation. I mean, there's Mario Kart, but that's about it. Unless, you want to count Paper Mario, but I feel like that's really coming to its own. So, Mario Golf is probably my favorite sports Mario game, so I feel like this would be a really cool addition to the game. Now, yes, it is a grass level. Look, that's not inherently a bad thing, alright? It's not like the sight of grass is gonna make me want to headbutt a stove. It's not like that. It seems like a plain level at first, but if you really change around the level and add some things to it, it could be really good. Most likely what you're seeing on the screen right now is a custom stage that I made of this level, and I think it came out beautiful. It's one of my favorite stages I've made, and if it wasn't for me making that stage, I probably wouldn't have added it to this list. Number 7 is gonna be Area Zero from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Oh my gosh, let me tell you about this level. When I was playing through this game and I got to this level, it was so beautiful. It was like I was on another planet. It was so mysterious, and the music was so beautiful, and like, people talk about how bad the Pokemon games nowadays are, but I don't know, I have fun with them. The story was really engaging to me, and I can't even express into words how much I love this level. It has a special place in my heart. When I finished this level and I beat the game, I was about to cry. I mean, it felt magical. I actually tried to make this level in Smash Bros, but it kind of fell flat. Now, oh my gosh, hearing the music in Smash Bros, and not a remix version, nothing like that, the original soundtrack, hearing that in Smash Bros would be so awesome, especially when you're battling on the level on 8-player Smash, and they could even add the Pokemon battle theme from it too. I can imagine like a floating platform, you know, taking you to different parts of the level, and it slowly descends into the depths of the unknown. And it's really fun to think about. This level's not getting in the next game, but it's cool to imagine. On to number 6, we have Waluigi Pinball from Mario Kart. Fans have been begging for, well, it's been a decade, right? It's been like a decade now. Fans have been begging for Waluigi in Smash. I don't know, it seems kind of random, but people have been begging for him. And it wouldn't make sense to me that he doesn't get in Smash 6. That being said, if you want to give him a level, you don't really have any other options besides Waluigi Pinball. And that's not a bad thing either. This level could add such an awesome, exciting tone to the game, and it would be so fun to play on. You're probably looking at a custom Waluigi Pinball stage that I downloaded right on the screen right now, and I think it's a great example of what this stage could be. You'll see a lot of the Mario Kart levels in this game. It takes place on a floating platform and takes you to different parts of the level, but this level seems like there's one logical place for it to take place at, and that's, you know, the main area, the pinball machine. But yeah, this level would be an awesome addition to the game, and I'm all for adding it. So for number 5, we have Casino Night Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now, unfortunately, this level's not getting in the next game. It's not getting in Smash Bros. Period. It's never gonna happen. And that's really unfortunate, because I think Sonic needs more representation than just having 2 grass levels. And having a carnival-themed level, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's never happened in Smash Bros. Before. Honestly, I feel like this level is probably the coolest looking level in the game, and while there are some other really good options, this, I feel like, will probably look the coolest. You can think of it like that Earthbound City level that they have in the game. I don't remember what it's called, but it would look very similar to that. And I am a big fan of that stage in particular, so I think that's a good sign. Also, this level is known to have a lot of different, you know, hazards and happenings in the level, so I can imagine this stage having lots of stage hazards. You could have those bumpers throughout the level that kind of like bump you around, and you could have like a really huge layout where the level's like huge, almost like New Pork City type huge, and you could use the springs to allow you to navigate different parts of the level. Speaking of carnival themed levels, number 4, we're going with Bowser's World from Mario 3D World. Now, fans have been crying out for a Bowser level, and the fact that there is no Bowser's Castle level in the game yet is kind of, it makes you scratch your head. I'm sure they probably want to add it at some point, but just didn't have, it wasn't the right time, or maybe they weren't able to for one reason or another. And with that being said, Though I think there's many cool lava, Bowser Castle options to add to the game, I feel like that's too basic, that's too generic, and I want to think of something different. So I think Bowser's World for Mario 3D World would be awesome. Of course, it's not just one level, you know, there's multiple levels within this giant world, so you could combine them and create your own level. They can create a level that merges all the different parts of Bowser's World into one. Although, it is much more likely that if they do add a Bowser's Castle level, it's gonna be a fire level. And that's fine too, I'm sure it'll look great, but I think this would be a much better option. For number 3, we're really getting crazy with this one. We're going with New Junk City from Earthworm Jim. Now, for the record, it's completely likelier that a Triceratops were to come in my house and consume me and my family whole than it is for this level to be added into the game. But that's okay, because I'm still adding it to this list. If I had to pick one character, one random, completely unlikely character to be added into Smash, I would choose Earthworm Jim. I absolutely love the game. I feel like it doesn't get the appreciation it deserves nowadays, and it would be so awesome to see just something from this game added into Smash Bros. Just some kind of representation. I mean, there's not even a spirit. There's not even a trophy. Add something. Now, New Junk City is a rare exception where the first level in the game might be the coolest level in the entire game. Not to mention, it has probably the best song in the entire game. I did try to make a level for this in Smash Bros. Ultimate, and while it didn't come out too good, it doesn't work very well, it still looks really awesome, so I keep it. I can't even imagine what the creators could cook up with this level. Continuing on with the theme of levels that will never make it into Smash Bros. For number 2, we have Hailfire Peaks from Banjo-Tooie. Banjo-Kazooie is probably my favorite N64 game of all time, and seeing him added into Smash Bros. Ultimate, it was so awesome. And seeing that they added a stage for him was just the cherry on top. I mean, it was mind-blowing. But see, I'm a Smash Bros. Fan. You know what that means? That means I'm greedy. I want more. And therefore, in the next game, I want a level from Banjo-Tooie. Banjo-Tooie is a near perfect follow-up to Banjo-Kazooie, and honestly, it's probably better. Removing nostalgia, it might actually be better than the first game. Now, Hailfire Peaks, this is just one out of many options they could choose, as there's also Jinjo Village, Mayhem Temple, and Jolly Roger's Lagoon. But seeing as Banjo-Kazooie already has hub world representation, and a fire, ice, mixed type level has never been explored in Smash Bros., this might be the coolest option. And finally, for number 1, we have a Mario Party stage. Not any in particular, a stage from Mario Party, period. Now, it is completely shocking to me that a Mario Party stage has never been added into Smash Bros. And while I don't think it's completely inexcusable, as Mario Party games nowadays are arguably not as good as what they used to be, it's still literally maybe the most popular Nintendo series to not have a stage in Smash Bros. Changed my mind. While there's many options for a Mario Party stage, I'm cool with any, but if I had to choose, it would be for Mario Party 2, because that's the game I'm most familiar with. And if I had to choose one, it would likely come down to Horrorland or Spaceland. There's lots of things you could do with this level. You can potentially have a mechanic where if you step on a question mark space, maybe something will happen. Maybe if you step on a blue space, something good happens. Red space, something bad happens. A Bowser's space, you know, I don't know. I'm sure they could come up with something, but it's really mind-boggling how a Mario Party stage has never been explored in Smash Bros. Before. So that's the list of the top 10 stages I want in Smash 6. I'm very curious to see what you guys want, so what I want you to do, go to the comment box below, and tell me what stages you want in Smash 6. Make your list, and tell me how you feel about my list. Let me know if you think any of these stages actually have a shot, because I only think like 2 or 3 actually have a shot at getting it. Also, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, because it really helps me out, and it lets me know how you guys feel about my videos, if you like it, if you don't like it, and it helps me grow as a YouTuber. With that being said, stay tuned for the next one.